How about you? How about all of you? Have you come to that place in your life that Jesus is God's one and only Son? He's the Son of God. And have you come to the point where Jesus is King of your life? John chapter 6. John chapter 6. Now, Jesus does a miracle where he feeds, 5,000 men, 5,000 women, 10,000 children. He feeds all kinds of people. So, chapter 6, and he feeds them all. Verse 14 of John 6. After the people saw the sign Jesus performed by feeding them all, they began to say, "Surely this is the prophet who is to come into the world." With Moses said a great prophet would come that would even do more amazing things than he did. And for the Jewish people, one of the miracles that they attributed to Moses was the fact that manna would come to feed the people every morning. And so when Jesus shows up and he feeds everyone bread and fish, thousands of people just out of the air, they are like, this has to be that prophet, because who else can create food from just a few loaves of bread and a few fish? So this has got to be him. And so, verse 15, I can't read the number, 15, Jesus, knowing that they intended to come and make him what? King by force, withdrew again to a mountain by himself. So, Jesus, here's the thing about Jesus and him being king. There are two comings of Jesus. The first coming of Jesus, he comes humbly on a donkey, and he's going to the cross. The first coming of Jesus as king to Jerusalem is for our salvation, and he is preaching a gospel of salvation and love. There's going to be a second coming of Jesus to Jerusalem. When he comes the second time, at the end of the tribulation, it will be on a white horse. It will be as a conquering king, and he will come to Jerusalem to defeat the enemies of the world. There are, and this is why Jewish people have a hard time understanding the Old Testament on this, there are two sets of prophecies. There's one set of prophecies that talks about Jesus coming into Jerusalem the first time on the donkey to go to the cross. There's another set, by the way, there's 300 prophecies of Jesus' first coming that he's already fulfilled. Then there are 400 prophecies about his second coming that have not been fulfilled, that will be fulfilled in the future. So right now, the Jewish people are ready to make him king victorious on the white horse. And Jesus was like, no. That's my second coming. My first coming is to come to the cross. And I am looking for volunteers to join my all-volunteer army in heaven. So this is Napoleon. He was a great military leader. Near the end of his life, the exiled Emperor Napoleon had a conversation with one of his generals about the deity of Christ. General Bertrand said, "I cannot conceive, sire, how a great man like you can believe that the Supreme Being ever exhibited himself to men under a human form with a body, a face, mouth, and eyes." how can you possibly think the Son of God could become a man to be among us? The general went on, let Jesus be whatever you please, the highest intelligence, the purest heart, the most profound legislator, and in all respects, the most singular being who has ever existed. I grant it, still, he was simply a man who taught his disciples and deluded credulous people, as did Orpheus, Confucius, and Brahma. To this, Napoleon responded by saying, I know men, and I tell you, Jesus Christ was not a man. I would have to talk to Napoleon and say, he is fully man and he is fully God. Superficial minds see a resemblance between Christ and the founders of empires and the gods of other religions. That resemblance does not exist. There is between Christianity and other religions the distance of infinity. Alexander, Caesar, Charlemagne, and myself founded empires. But on what did we rest the creations of our genius? Upon sheer force. Jesus Christ alone founded his empire upon love. From the first day to the last, he is the same, majestic and simple, infinitely firm and infinitely gentle. He proposes to our faith a series of mysteries and commands with authority that we should believe them, giving no other reason than those tremendous words, I am God. So I love that. Right now, Jesus is creating followers who follow him not because, I was reading about Adolf Hitler and basically how he took over. It's a shame how human leaders with evil and threats and fears create empires in total fear that everyone just kowtows and just, by force and by the threat of death, you can control millions of people. So I get how the Antichrist will eventually come. Right now, Jesus is creating an army of people who love God. You see, there is going to be a great battle that's going to occur in the future. And it's basically going to be a battle between who is with God, who is on God's side, who follows the Lord, who believes in his word and his commands and loves Jesus Christ, and a battle against all evil and Satan and the world. There is going to be a great battle. And right now, all Jesus is doing is, do you love God? Do you want to be part of my army? I'm not going to force you. I'm not going to force a draft on you. I'm not going to super scare you. It's your choice whether you would like to be part of my army out of love.